Hello everyone, this is a podcast on Kagehime Monogatari Eikyu Alice Rondo. I, myself, and my girlfriend, Nalata, here, just got done
Hi.
watching the first episode. What did you think?
It was pretty meh.
It was pretty meh. Okay, so, first off, our history, right? So, the other day, you were on your recommended, and you discovered this scene called the worst scene in anime, right?
Yep.
And to be honest, it wasn't really the worst scene in anime all time. But we were both intrigued enough, I was at least, because there was like this wooden machine that acted like Pinocchio's nose, but it had like a gear on the side of it. And that was enough. That intrigued me. And I was like, hey, let's watch this show and talk about it in each episode. And here we are. Watched the first
Wow.
episode. And I had no expectations going into this. And it was because of that, I guess it's better than I expected because I literally had like 1 out of 10 expectations, and it's probably like a 3 out of 10 the first episode. Wasn't the worst thing ever. You got any opinions?
To be honest, not really.
You
It
could
just
have something. All right. What did you think of the main character?
he seems I don't know.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. The production on this show, it's pretty bad. Not the worst. There were a few moments of good animation, like the bit when she was running down that high school hallway, like outside. That was okay. Like that, when she ran down the pathway, and the music does convey that kind of. Are you gonna say anything?
I'm sorry.
No opinions. Okay, sorry. The music does sound somewhat like music you would hear in a fantasy novel, like Alice in Wonderland. It doesn't sound the worst, does it? That's what I thought anyway. Any
Yeah,
thoughts on the
it
music?
wasn't
It
that
did sound.
memorable, but it fit
It's
the
not memorable,
scenes.
but it was okay at some points. Not the worst.
That's like the most middling opinion.
Yeah. So we get this opening shot with this weird monologue from one of the girls. I can't even remember who. And then we have the opening sequence, which is just God's here. All right, gotta admit that was amazing. Him in the bunny costume,
It was a thing of
it
beauty.
was spectacular. Then we cut. What was the next bit?
Wasn't it like him in his room, and
I
then
swear, yeah, I felt like something
he's
before
like
that, but no,
writing
no.
his Alice novel, and then
He
sees
was
him
writing
in
his
the
Alice
room.
novel.
That weird
and-
like. Then he goes for a run, and then
Yeah, he's writing his Alice novel, and then he sees Alice in the sky. He sees Alice in the sky, right? This is the same guy. This is Toyonaga Toshiki, the same guy that voices Yuri from Yuri on Ice. And his voice performance in this is complete shit. Like, his voice cracks a lot. He's, like, young in this, but it sounds so shit, doesn't it?
it's
Yeah,
actually
it is awful.
all the voice acting for all of the characters was pretty shit.
Pretty bad, yeah. The character designs are fucking awful. I fucking hate them. The expressions are bad.
They all have
there's-
exactly the same facial features. Like
There's a couple of moments.
same.
Aesthetically, it's quite ugly. The colour design isn't good. The backgrounds are meh. They're not the worst. Then again, this is slightly older. This is back in like the mid 2000s when it wasn't all blatantly digital backgrounds that were all using the same techniques. There's some effort put into the backgrounds. The fight scenes. There are a few fight scenes in this episode between different members. What are they called again?
Alice Seekers.
Alice Seekers. That's
Really memorable name.
memorable name. See, I remembered it.
Yeah,
They
you
call it
did.
Alice Seekers, and they're all trying to unlock each other's hearts to get the memories. What they do is they literally stab the keys into their chests, and they rotate the keys, and they unlock a book, and that's their book, and then they can like read the stories. It's not too clear. Is that like their life?
They
their
have
memories?
not explained that. Like
They didn't
that whole aspect
quite-
is it. They haven't explained it. It doesn't.
No, because Alice rips out a page.
And then like part of the girl just like goes.
Yeah. The costume design is pretty awful as well. The librarian is wearing like a massive bunny costume. Like, What are you?
Obviously.
Are you a librarian? Are you actually in a library? Are you running this place? What are you? Get out of here. Fuck off. Anyway, that was bad. The speed lines on static shots, that's not a great sign. It's conveying motion on scenes that don't need to convey motion because it's just shots of the faces and their reactions. That was useless. I love
Really?
that.
There are some really like weird close-ups.
Yeah,
Close-ups.
it's really, the camera was
Close.
weirdly intimate and it didn't need to be. It felt awkward. Didn't like it.
Yeah.
The fight scenes have like no tension at all because we literally have there's like the limits of their powers are not explained. We don't know how strong they are. They can just fly around, all the Alices, so they just all fight each other, and the shots are really flat. They're really boring. There's no weight in any of the fight animation at all. The fight choreography is just non-existent. It's pretty bad. They just sort of float towards the ground, no impact. Nothing like One Punch Man. Go watch One Punch Man. Way better. Way better for fight scenes. There really isn't much else to say. So they unlock their hearts, which I kind of like the idea that their like key gets stabbed right into their chest and it rotates. It's quite visceral. Like the idea of it. It wasn't executed that way, but
I guess, yeah.
I
yeah.
kind of like that. Okay, I'll give it that.
You're really
I feel like
reaching for
I'm
compliments here.
I'm so entrenched in anime now that I literally like things that I feel like I shouldn't like. It really bothers me because I'm like, when I like things in a show that I think I should absolutely despise, it tears. This is what happens when you become an anime fan, alright? You see the good in complete garbage, alright?
That's not good.
Anime is not good. Anime is bad. Do not watch anime. If you are listening to this, do not watch it. It's all bad. Animation is for
Single
children.
one.
Yeah. So they had that. They unlocked, like, the idea that those memories are stored in books and they can tear them out. That's cool, but that wasn't explained. So I don't know if that's actually happening. I don't understand what was going on there. The main kid is like writing a story, and his little sister wants to collect all the chapters and bring the Eternal Alice, which is this book that is formed when all the volumes are put together. I think that is the case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really get, because, like, they can take stories out of each other. Does that mean that that person then has two stories that they can then, like, the next person gets?
Do they have
all
the
of
story
the
there?
stories
'Cause she said I took the piece from your story.
Yeah, so does that mean she has it now? And that if someone unlocks her, do they get both?
Like, she now owns it, but it was like, it just disappeared. Where did it go? Is it now in your chest? What? Didn't show that, didn't convey that. I don't understand. They go into this thing called the Wonderland space when they fight, and this is when they can tear out the... If you didn't want to risk losing... This begs the question, if you didn't want to risk losing your book, your chapter, right, and having it unlocked, couldn't you just not go into a Wonderland space?
It looked like it was kind of involuntary.
It's like, yeah, you're kind of forced to go into it, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
If another one's near. But did she activate it? Is it like a thing you just turn on?
Not explained.
I feel like it is, because she didn't do it, and she's still a Alice Seeker. Great name. Love it. So then they fight. And he breaks up the fight. Riveting.
Riveting sums it up.
Yeah. There's not really much else in that first episode. There wasn't much to it. It was quite bland. The ending scene foreshadowed other characters. 2 lollies that can only be distinguished by the hues of their outfits. That was great. And some old dude who like has a really posh like old anime guy voice. Well, not old anime guy voice, like a villain anime guy voice, and he just says, "I want to end my tea party." That was beautiful. Really, in a really serious tone.
Yeah, yeah. Great. Blessed show.
The biggest like pulse in that first episode, to be honest, was when she was running away. There was like a romantic thing between him and Alisu, and she was like, "Yeah, I want to." What did she say? "I want to seek out the chapters with you." Yeah, I'll show you my story later. And he was like, "Yeah, that's cool. I can't." That was the best bit, to be honest. And that was still only about 3 out of 10. But that was the best bit. Do you have any other final thoughts on the first episode?
Not really. It was just pretty meh all around.
Out of 10, what would you give that first episode?
Maybe a 3. Maybe a 2. Not very high.
The directing wasn't very clean. It wasn't like incomprehensible.
No, it wasn't a 1. Because
He chases her around while she's like running on the roofs. He keeps up with her. I forgot about that. Like, how does he?
Yeah, he
runs
has like
so
superhuman
quickly.
speed.
It's just chop, and he's there. He's in the library, and he
Doesn't
walks
make
into
sense.
the Wonderland space, and they question it, and then she says, "Well, maybe you like Alice that much. You could just
Oh yeah, you
can
care
just waltz
enough
on
about
in, you know?"
Alice.
Okay,
Because he's not supposed to be able to go into the pocket dimensions
because
either.
he's not an Alice seeker. Yeah, it's a pocket dimension. SCP-106, literally masked up in this show. Anyway, well, thanks for joining me, Nalatel.
It's alright.
Yeah, it's my girlfriend, everyone, in case you didn't know. I think I've already said that, but I'll say it again. And that was our rundown of the first episode. So we'll get back with episode 2 eventually. But yeah, thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys next time. Do you want to say bye?
Bye.
Bye.